Hello and welcome to Narrowcast Boxing. It's May 26th, 2019. In this episode I'll be previewing several fights for this upcoming weekend, and I'd like to start with Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. This is a fight for the Unified Championships at heavyweight. Anthony Joshua was initially supposed to be facing Jarrell Miller, but Miller failed numerous drug tests, so Andy Ruiz was able to secure the opportunity. I think that Joshua versus Ruiz is a mildly better fight than Joshua versus Miller. I think Jarrell Miller would have gotten absolutely decimated against Joshua. I would have given him really no chance at all in that fight. Ruiz, on the other hand, is fundamentally sound. He has good hand speed and technique, and while I don't think that he can beat Joshua in this fight, I am interested in seeing how this plays out. Joshua's size, reach, and power I feel are going to be too much for Ruiz. I'm predicting Joshua to win, probably by knockout, but I think that Ruiz can make a good competitive fight of it, and a fight that is worth seeing. As for the undercard of this event, there are some good names on the bill, but it's nothing to get too excited about, in my opinion. I'll go over this briefly. Callum Smith versus Hassan N'Dam as the co-main event is basically a waste of time and an afterthought in terms of the event overall. This is for Smith's championship at 168 pounds. N'Dam is moving up in weight and is likely only there for Callum Smith to look good against. I get the feeling that Callum Smith tends to fight to the level of his opposition, and while he should probably win this fight by stoppage, I could see him making a chore out of it. I hope that's not the case. Moving on, there's Katie Taylor versus Delphine Persoon. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a unification of women's championships at 135 pounds. This should be a decent fight at the very least. I've never seen Persoon fight, but Katie Taylor is an action fighter. She throws a lot of punches, has good technique and fundamentals, and is usually a good watch. I'm not deep into women's boxing at all. There are a few names that I could recommend, and Katie Taylor is one of them. I think this will be a good fight. The two other fights worth mentioning on this card are Josh Kelly versus Ray Robinson and Joshua Buatsi versus Marco Antonio Paraban. The Kelly versus Robinson fight I think should be competitive. I don't really rate Josh Kelly that highly at this point in time. I think his Ruiz Jr. wannabe style is basically an accident waiting to happen, but this is a step up for him. This fight should reveal more about him, I think, and while some people find him entertaining, I'm not really one of those people. But Joshua Buatsi moving on versus Marco Antonio Paraban. This should be a win for Buatsi. Paraban hasn't fought in 2 years, and I imagine that this fight is to basically build Joshua Buatsi's profile. Buatsi is a talented fighter, and I think that he's somebody to look out for moving forward. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the fights, and I'll talk to you next week.